Chapter 38. The Promised Deliverer. Kitab al-Mahdi. Chapter 1. Narrated Jabir ibn Samura. The Prophet said, the religion will continue to be established till there are 12 caliphs over you, and the whole community will agree on each of them. I then heard from the Prophet some remarks which I could not understand. I asked my father, what is he saying? He said, all of them will belong to Quraysh. Narrated Jabir bin Samura. I heard a messenger of Allah say, this religion will continue to be strong till the time of 12 caliphs. The people then uttered, Allah is more great, and uproared. He then silently a word which I could not understand. So I said to my father, what did he say? Father, he said, all of them will belong to Quraysh. Great Sahih. The tradition mentioned above has also been transmitted by Jabir bin Samura through a different chain of narrators. This version adds, when he came back to his home, the Quraysh came to him and said, then what will happen? He said, then turmoil will prevail. Narrated Abdullah ibn Masud. The Prophet said, if only one day of this world remained, Allah would lengthen that day according to the version of Saidah, till he raised up in it a man who belongs to me or to my family, whose father's name is the same as my father's, who will fill the earth with equity and justice, as it has been filled with oppression and tyranny, according to the version of Fitr. Sufyan's version says, the world will not pass away before the Arabs are ruled by a man of my family, whose name will be the same as mine. Abu Dawud said, the version of Umar and Abu Bakr is the same as that of Sufyan. Great Hassan Sahih. Narrated Ali ibn Abi Talib. The Prophet said, if only one day of this time world remained, Allah would raise up a man from my family who would fill this earth with justice as it has been filled with oppression. Great Sahih. Narrated Salama, Ummul Muminin. The Prophet said, the Mahdi will be of my family, of the descendants of Fatima. Abdullah ibn Jafar said, I heard Abul Mali praising Ali ibn Nufail and describing his good qualities. Great Sahih. Narrated Abu Sa'id al-Khudri. The Prophet said, the Mahdi will be of my stock and will have a broad forehead, a prominent nose. He will fill the earth with equity and justice as it was filled with oppression and tyranny, and he will rule for 7 years. Great Hassan. Narrated Salama Ummul Muminin. The Prophet said, this agreement will occur at the death of a caliph, and a man of the people of Medina will come flying forth to Mecca. Some of the people of Mecca will come to him, bring him out against his will, and swear allegiance to him between the corner and the Makkah. An expeditionary force. An An expeditionary force will then be sent against him from Syria, but will be swallowed up in the desert between Mecca and Medina. When the people see that the eminent saints of Syria and the best people of Iraq will come to him and swear allegiance to him between the corner and the Maqam, then there will arise a man of Quraysh, whose maternal uncles belong to Kalb, and send against them an expeditionary force, which will be overcome by them, and that is the expedition of Kalb. Disappointed will be the one who does not receive the booty of Kalb. He will divide the property and will govern the people by the sunnah of their prophet, and establish Islam on earth. He will remain 70 years, then die, and the Muslims will pray over him. Abu Dawud said, some transmitted from Hisham 9 years and some 7 years. Grade Da'if. The tradition mentioned above has also been transmitted by Qatada through a different chain of narrators. This version has 9 years. Abu Dawud said. The other narrators mentioned 9 years from Hisham except Muad. Grade Da'if. The tradition mentioned above has also been transmitted by Salama from the Prophet through a different chain of narrators. The tradition of Muad is more perfect. Grade Da'if. Salama reported the Prophet as saying about the swallowing up an army by the earth. I asked, how will a man who comes against his will be swallowed up by the earth? Messenger of Allah, he replied, all will be swallowed up, but each will be raised according to his intention on the day of resurrection. Great Sahih. Abu Dawud said, Abu Ishaq told that Ali looked at his son Al-Hassan and said, this son of mine is a Sayyid, chief, as named by the Prophet, and from his loins will come forth a man who will be called by the name of your Prophet, and resemble him in conduct but not in appearance. He then mentioned the story about his filling the earth with justice. Grade Da'if. Narrated Ali ibn Abu Talib. The Prophet said, a man called Al-Harith ibn Harat will come forth from Ma'wara an-Nar. His army will be led by a man called Mansur, who will establish or consolidate things for Muhammad's family as Quraysh consolidated them for the Messenger of Allah. Every believer must help him, or he said, respond to his sermons. Great Da'if.